Pardon my cough. I'm going on a self-healing experience right now through my body, fighting some sort of cough, cold, or whatever it is. Whoa, shit. Some crazy ass fucking puddles out there of that. But apart from that, I walked through my city's most unique structure, in my opinion, honestly, that I find so phenomenal. So if you don't know the city, I'll just say it in a mysterious way, but at the same time, the moment I say it, you'll know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. If you know it, if you know, you know. So it's these 4 glass pyramids, and in each massive glass pyramid there is a beautiful biome with plants being reserved in that biome, and from all over the world. Each biome with different climate conditions have so many different variations of plants in each biome, and then it's all a theme. So 3 of them stay very similar, but the third one is a or the fourth one is a seasonal one that they have different things that they put in every time. So I had some notes written down on my pad here. This is my little made in Italy, I would say, exercise pad. Phenomenal, I love it. And so I wrote my 4 observations, and then also a poem at the end. And a little bit about me: I am a Reiki practitioner stepping into mastery. I also did massage therapy, as well as a lot of yoga, meditation, Zen, and energy work that allows me to tune into the energies going through my body. So there's 4 biomes. I'll include the notes here of what I felt each biome I walked into, and then I'll finish it off with the poem. Thank you for listening in. So I'll start it off by saying thank you for some of the most amazing sense receptors of my body. That's what I wrote down. And these are my Reiki observations walking through these 4 glass pyramids. If you know, you know. So for the tropical biome, okay, the humidity truly allowed the space to feel so full of love. The plants have such healing power. So the water and sun can translate into the most powerful elements of being love. Now what that means to me is the plants are being there. They're just being, right? And we all get the same amount of energy. I'm sure you know from one of my previous videos if you haven't already seen it. I don't know if I've even posted that one, but we get the sun and we get water, and so many different organisms can convert it and do different things with it. And also the environment plays an important role in that aspect. So the humidity of that water, it symbolized love for me, like the abundance of love, and it was so profound. And then the sun also, or the warmth I felt in that tropical environment, felt amazing. And those plants were being and just thriving. So me as a human in that environment, I felt so full of love and so warm and vibrant and explosive. So it felt amazing. It was tropical vibes, smelled amazing. It was great, looked beautiful, very green, thriving plants. Now this next one is very unique, and then I'll also include my observations of how I felt with the energies inside of that space. So in the arid biome, I don't know what it means technically, but I clearly felt that it was like dry. It was a little bit colder. It was actually pretty cold in that arid biome. So the plants there were reserved, refined, conserved. That's the vibes I got. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, we'll bring it back up. Bring it back up. There we go. Okay. So yeah, they were very reserved, refined, conserved. That's the vibes I got. But also that symbolized one really important thing for me, which was stability. They were stable. There was a lot of core strength, I would say, in the colder weather and dry environment. So the love doesn't change, But in that environment, it was more internalized, the energies of love and the water, because it was very scarce, the water in that space. But it was very, very refined, and there were strong plants. They were like very, very, very strong plants, and then they had all spikes on them. So there was cactuses and some like really less vibrant than the tropical trees, but they were so pristine and beautiful that I really, really sensed like it was a lot of space. Yeah, that's what I felt in that area. It was a lot of space. The other one felt so full, and then also the space that freed up in the arid biome was phenomenal. So tropical was full, vibrant, and warm and humid. The arid biome was like lots of space, reserved, core strength, and refined and stabilized. Then there was a temperate biome, which was really unique because I am in North America. Hey, little hint. If you know, you know. But the temperate biome felt like home. It was similar to where I am. There was a lot of joy, wonder, and bliss running through my heart. But then also there was the implication of a water feature. So it was like rivers. I should have made videos, but I was just so in the moment. But there was rivers flowing through, and there's all these North American plants which felt just like home. And then one amazing thing was there was kids on a field trip there, and it was so funny, but it was also like I felt like the kids too. I was like, the moment they stepped in, they were like, oh, wow, and like all amazed and wondrous, and they were having so much fun. And I was like, I feel just like these kids. And it was the sense of joy, wonder, and excitement in that biome that was like awesome. It felt just like home, because that is kind of the environment in my home country. Man, okay, yeah, I'm in Edmonton, by the way. Okay, so the last one was really unique. This last one was the floral awakening biome. So since it is spring, we just had a heavy wind and heavy snowfall. Okay, I won't say anything else, but this biome was the main reason I was hoping. Like, this is the one thing I was seeking, because I love nature, I love walks, I love trees, I love leaves, I love flowers, I love grass, I love everything that's green. So right now everything around me is fucking covered in white, windy, snowy, blowing snow and dirt, and making my car dirty and shit. So so I was actually really, really glad to go into the flower awakening biome, and that's where I wrote the poem that came in. So regarding the energetic perspective, senses are really important into perceiving the flow of energy. So I had a really, really unique I would say notes here, which is very short and sweet, but it's very profound, that the most powerful sense is scent. And it's just an observation. I don't even know how to interpret it just yet, but at the same time, when I closed my eyes at different spaces and angles and different places, there was a very unique change in scent, because it was like a billion flowers everywhere I saw, and then each flower had such a unique scent. The love never changes. Sun, God, flower, air, like whatever it is, the fundamental things that make life and energy move doesn't change. But every time I closed my eyes at different points, anytime I turned my head and took a whiff, or I went closer to one direction, took a step forward, and then closed my eyes and took a whiff, I didn't need to analyze or translate, or I would say decipher what I was smelling. I just needed to sense that the nature of each experience, or the nature of each scent, was the same. No, it was actually a little different. So what I'm trying to say is it was different smells, which I couldn't pinpoint what it was, but it was so unique. Every angle I turned my head, or every step forward or backwards I took, it was such a profound experience that flowers are amazing, and it was beautiful. So in that light, I did write a poem in the flower biome. It was just full of flowers, beautiful, full of life. Near the end, a bunch of kids ran in again. They were awesome, running around, joyous. I had a chat with one of the caretakers of the facility that helped these kids on the field trip, and I was like, yep, she's doing God's work. Whatever she thinks God is, she's doing the work. That's all I could think of. But this is the poem. It's called Awaken the Bloom. So, awaken the bloom. Our body's the home. Our head is a room. Everyone, be still. Get in the zone. There's a pot to fill. No need to toil. Grab some soil. The most important need, a seed. And then plant it above and give it the love. Water and sun, you're not done. Cheer it on, short or long. Lo and behold, a beautiful soul. The flower of life. A beautiful sight. Thank you.